So let me share the screen first. Okay. Yes. A very good morning and warm welcome to all my dear students to this second day class of English 2 of BCA second semester. I hope all the students are fine there. Uh, uh, I don't know how yesterday's class was, so you can convey the response to your coordinator if you feel hesitation to share this with me. And I request all of you to be very much regular in my class. I'm delivering this class from far distance. Actually, I'm in Chittagong here, Bharatpur, Chittagong. So I may be taking this class, okay, for some months until the situation becomes normal. Okay, this class will continue. Now let me move ahead. So this session is being recorded. So I request all the students to behave, okay, in a very disciplined manner. For the time being, I may yes. Okay, so you know that this time when I am delivering the lectures, please you concentrate on the topic only. I suggest not to use the chat box this time, because once you use the chat box, the message will pop up here and my delivery may be disturbed. So later on, okay, when I open the floor for any question, at that time you can use the chat box, or you can ask the question directly or raising hand. So saying this, let me move ahead. I may be taking the class for almost 1 hour, up to 9 to 10. Okay, for 1 hour I'll be delivering the lecture. First, I want to present the outline of today's presentation, today's talk. So first I'll be giving some instruction to you on how to go through this course. Then as I informed yesterday, so we'll be starting chapter 2 of our course, that is communication, or let's say business communication. So we'll be talking about communication, then the meaning of business communication, 7 C's of communication, 7 C's of, let's say, effective communication, characteristics of effective communication, in short, roles of communication in business. After this we become very much specific and start the first topic of our course, that is 5 key rules. 5 key rules of good writing. In the old book 5 key rules are given, but in the new book 6 rules. One new rule is added. So though I have written here 5 key rules, I may teach 6 key rules of good writing. And for your kind information, I have uploaded the PDF file of my last year's slides already. So this time just you go through those slides, and I will be adding some new things, okay, this year. So don't take that last year's slides for granted. I will be updating, okay. नयाँ नयाँमा अलिकति थप्दै जान सक्छु, किनकि त्यो त्यही पोहोरको सालकै पढ्ने भने त चेन्जै भएन, अलिकति नयाँ थप्ने भने पोहोरको रङ अहिलेको राइट भन्ने हो कि, ओके, एक दुईटा पोइन्टहरु नयाँ कुरा मैले थाहा पाएँ अथवा जोड्नु पर्यो मैले महसुस गरे भने I will be adding some new slides also there, okay. And at the end of the chapter again I will be uploading this slide. फेरि यो अलिकति अपडेटेड स्लाइड चाहिँ अपलोड गरिदिन्छु, जसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ okay, everything will be updated for you also. But this time, okay, you can go through those slides. त्यहाँ सबै कुराहरु छ, 100 भन्दा बढी स्लाइड्सहरु छ, okay. You don't have to be worried about the book. You don't have to be worried about other classes. Face to face class भएन यताउता भन्नै पर्दैन. मैले हिजो नि भनेको छु, इंग्लिशको कुरामा चाहिँ यो थ्योरी सब्जेक्टमा यो यस्तो क्लास लिए पनि उता कक्षामा पसिना काटेर लिए पनि यो क्लासबाट बढी दिन सकिन्छ. अलिकति इन्टरनेटको प्रब्लम भएको विद्यार्थीलाई गाह्रो होला. Okay, so this is my session plan for today. we'll be covering these topics today as much as possible. So I hope all the students are ready there. And so far 23 students have joined. I'm happy. So those students who are still absent in my class are kindly requested through you, okay, to join the class as early as possible. There is a saying in English that the early bird catches the worm. बिहान सबेरै बाहिर उड्ने चराले आहार पाउँछ, ढिलो ढिलो जाने चराले अरूले आहार खाइदिइसकेको हुन्छ. So the earlier the better. The early bird catches the worm. So try to be early bird. Okay, आजैबाट चाहिँ एक्जाम फाइनल एक्जामको लाई तयारी गर्दैछौँ भन्ने किसिमले चाहिँ त्यो मेन्टालिटी बनाउनु पर्छ. फाइनल एक्जाम कहिले हो मरिन्छ बाँचिन्छ भन्ने खालको गर्यो भने हामीले केही पनि नलेज गेन हुँदैन. Okay, so this is my suggestion. Now here are some reminder, okay, for you. I told you this thing yesterday also. Some students may be new today, so I want to remind you of some of the things that you have to do in your class or okay while reading this subject. So I suggest you to attend the class very regularly. Regular class ma aune, note down the content presented by the teacher. Okay, मैले अहिले डेलिभरी गरेको चाहिँ कुराहरु मैले के नयाँ कुरा भने कपीमा नोट डाउन गर्ने, लेख्न भ्याउँदैन भने स्क्रिनशट गर्ने, स्लाइडहरुलाई स्क्रिनशट गरे पनि हुन्छ. Okay, अहिलेसम्म गुगल क्लासरुममा जब 10-12 जना मात्रै भएको छ. Okay, so some students why I don't know why they are not joining the Google class. Okay, or if they don't know the system, so get help from those students who have already joined. Okay, materials are there, YouTube video links are there. Okay, my slides are there, books are there. Okay, so go through those and okay, start reading for your knowledge, for your exam, okay, for your life. Prepare your notes after reading the content. Okay, यहाँ त मैले point गरेर दिएको हुन्छ. एक्जाम यसरी बुलेट फर्ममा त लेख्न मिल्दैन नि. एक्जाममा त मैले दिएको पोइन्टलाई जोडेर प्याराग्राफमा लेख्ने हो अथवा पोइन्ट लेख्दै डिस्क्राइब गर्ने हो. That's why okay, jotting down these points you have to prepare your own note. दुईटा कुराको लागि, एउटा आफ्नो प्र्याक्टिसको लागि, अर्को एक्जामको लागि. And you visit the Google class very regularly to access the reading materials and do some assignments. I have put 3 questions, simple questions there, okay, for your practice. So you can go there and try to solve those questions. And your active participation will be the part of your internal evaluation, no doubt. Now let's start. Yesterday I introduced the syllabus. There are 5 chapters in our syllabus. Chapter 1, it is about sci-fi or science fiction. Chapter 2, 3, and 4 are about communication, business communication, professional communication, oral communication, written communication, and so on. And chapter 5 is about critical thinking skill or critical reasoning skill, logical skill. Logic सँग सम्बन्धित चाहिँ chapter 5 छ. Okay, मैले चाहिँ okay, I'll be let's say completing 2, 3, 4, 5, and at the end, okay, or somewhere in the middle, we'll be reading the stories. अहिले स्टुडेन्ट सँग बुक छैन, त्यो भएर मैले बुक मैले जे बुक त्यहाँ राखिदिएको छु त्यसको आधारमा मात्रै गर्छु. त्यो मैले राखेको बुकमा पनि सबै पढ्ने होइन है, सबै पढ्ने होइन. त्यहाँ सिलेबस राख्ने अगाडि सिलेबसमा कुन टपिक चाहिँ भनेको छ त्यो टपिक चाहिँ तयारी गर्ने. ओके, त्यो टपिक पढ्ने. त्यहाँ हाइपरलिंक छ, बुक पनि कति राम्रोसँग राखिदिएको छ भने हाइपरलिंक भएको बुक, त्यसमा कन्टेन्टमा क्लिक गर्ने बित्तिकै त्यो कति पेजमा थियो त्यो त्यहाँ गइहाल्छ. ओके, दिस वान. अनि त्यसमा कति नयाँ कुरा अपडेटेड रहेछ भने मैले स्लाइडमा थपिदिन्छु. यु डोन्ट ह्याभ टु बी वरिड टु मच. Okay, so today we start our course formally. The first topic that we will discuss today is communication itself. Communication. So I have written one question here in this slide. What is communication? Let's begin with this. I want to ask a question to this. So can anyone try to answer this question? Can anyone try unmuting yourself? So what is communication?
Medium of interacting with each other.
Okay, good. Communication is a medium of interacting with each other. Yes, like this time we are interacting with each other. I'm asking some question, you are trying to answer those questions. This is a kind of communication. So, okay. So means of interaction, means of different types of interaction. Yes. Any other?
Sharing of view and thought between two people. Communication means
Good.
sharing.
Okay, communication. Communication is a way of sharing our thoughts, feelings, emotions, ideas, informations, views. Okay, with each other, with each other. This time I'm sharing the information. I'm
Yes.
sharing the knowledge with you. I'm sharing the knowledge, or let's say information about communication itself with you.
Yes, sir. That is
So this is
communication.
communication. Okay. Any other? One more from girls. Okay. If one student from girls side speaks, then that will be balanced participation.
Exchanging of information by speaking, writing, or using some other mediums.
Okay. Okay. Good. So sending or exchange of information by
Speaking,
using,
writing, or using some other mediums like telephone,
yes.
satellite
Okay.
communications.
Yes. Yes. So the the medium may be oral, written, okay, verbal, non-verbal. So using, okay, different mediums of, okay, transmission. Okay, if we share the information, if we send the information, if we transmit the information, that is communication. You are right. Very good. I asked the first question here in this session. I mean, in this semester, and I found your response very much positive. Okay, so like this, every day I may be asking the relevant question, related question to you. So you just see some of the topics at home also before I teach, so that it will be easy to participate in the interaction and to understand the topic also. So let me say something now. अब चाहिँ म बोल्छु है त, म बोल्छु, मैले जानेको कुरा के हो नि त, मलाई म पनि कम्युनिकेसनको एक्सपर्ट होइन, तर मैले चाहिँ बुझेको, मैले सुनेको कुरा के हो त कम्युनिकेसन. तिमीहरूले भनेको सबै ठिक छ. ओके, यस, यु आर राइट. Communication simply means the transfer of information. Communication is the transfer of information from the sender to the receiver, or from the speaker to the hearer, or from the addresser. अब अलि 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 राम्रो वर्ड युज गरौँ. From the addresser, addresser means one who addresses or one who speaks, to the addressee. So exchange of information, transmission of information, transmission of message, transmission of message from the addresser to the addressee is communication. Generally, communication is two directional flow of information. Generally, I am saying two directional. It is bi-directional process. How? Speaker speaks, listener listens. After listening, the listener answers, replies, and it goes on and on until we achieve the communicative goal. So it is two-way flow of information. Communication may be oral or written, as somebody said. Means we may transmit, we may send the message, we may exchange the message by speaking or by writing. Or communication can be verbal. Verbal means using words. We can communicate using words, sentences, different symbols. That is verbal. Communication is also done, I mean, message can be transmitted or transferred to the addressee non-verbally also. Non-verbally means even without speaking, using different non-verbal signs and symbols like facial expression, eye contact, okay, gesture, posture, and so on. So this is what communication is. Now, let me move ahead. See okay, on the screen. Look at the screen, please. The word communication has been derived from the Latin word communicare. Its etymology. भनेको यो कहाँबाट आएको रहेछ भने ल्याटिन वर्डबाट आएको रहेछ. Okay, it has been derived from the Latin word communicare. Communicare. I'm so sorry. Like yesterday, please, when the number is maximum, somewhere in the middle, okay, of our session, please take snaps and send to my message box. Okay, I'm asking the student who did this yesterday or any other can do this. Please help me. I cannot see the number here because my screen is covered with the slide. मैले मेरो फोटो मात्रै देखिरहेको छु यहाँ, अरु स्लाइडले भरेकोले त्यो गर्दिनु होला अनि मैले त्यहाँ एटेन्डेन्स चढाउनु पर्छ. Okay, so I hope you will do this. Now let me move ahead again. The word communication has been derived from the Latin word communicare. Remember the spelling here, communicare, communicare, which simply means to share something.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir. What is the meaning of that U and upper that slash there? Commune. U.
Commune. That is okay. When you express, okay, and you know nasal sound, nasal. So communicare. भन्ने यो हामी चाहिँ इङ्ग्लिसमा communicare भन्छौँ, but they say communicare. Okay, that is the symbol for, okay, indicating the nasal sound.
Low
Okay?
sound.
Yes. The word communication has been derived from the Latin word communicare, which means to share or impart, in simple language. Now, combining this idea, or okay, assembling this idea, you can say that communication is the act of conveying the meaning or the message or information from one entity or group to another, from one person to another, from one group to another, okay, from one individual to another, from one organization to another. It means from one entity or group to another entity or group through the use of signs and symbols, through the use of mutually understood signs and semiotic rules. Signs and semiotic rules. Okay, now let me make it clear, make this sentence clear. Communication is the act of conveying. Conveying means transmitting, transferring, sending the intended meaning. Intended meaning means the meaning the speaker wants to convey. Speaker le kun meaning, kun message convey garna chaheko ho. Okay? Yes, it's the act of conveying intended meaning. From whom? From one entity, means that entity may be individual or organization or group. Okay? One entity or group to another one, another entity or group. So from one person to another person. Okay? From one person to another person, or from one group to another group. Okay? By using mutually understood. Mutually understood means that can be understood by both parties, by the speaker as well as listener. Speaker ले पनि बुझ्ने, listener ले पनि बुझ्ने भाषामा त्यस्ता सिम्बलहरु युज गरेर, okay, हामीले मेसेज कन्भे गर्छौं. स्पिकरले अथवा एउटा एन्टिटीले अर्को एन्टिटीलाई मेसेज कन्भे गर्छ भने त्यो प्रक्रिया भनेको कम्युनिकेसन हो, in simple language. Okay, it is the act of conveying the meaning or message from one entity or group to another entity or group using mutually understood system, mutually understood signs, okay, or semiotic rules. Semiotic rules are the rules, okay, of using signs and symbols. Okay, जस्तो वर्डहरु सबै साइन र सिम्बल हो, हामीले बोल्दाखेरि युज हुने सबै वर्डहरु सिम्बल हो नि त, साइनहरु हो. ओके, यस, मैले क्याट भने त्यो क्याट त सिम्बल मात्रै हो, त्यो आफै क्याट होइन नि. ओके, दैट इज ओन्ली साउन्ड. My sound cat refers to particular animal. Okay, yes. त्यो भएर यस्तोलाई सिम्बोल भन्छ. So in communication, to convey the message, we use language, and language is just the totality of symbols and signs. So using the language or using that means of communication which can be understood by both parties, if we convey the message from the sender to the receiver, from one group to another group, from one entity to another entity, it is called communication. Once again, communication is an act of sending the message, sending the intended meaning from one to another using mutually understood means of communication, mutually understood signs and semiotic rules. Okay, यो भनेको means of communication. त्यो भनेको verbal पनि हुन सक्छ, non verbal पनि हुन सक्छ. Okay, verbal भनेको अहिले हामीले इंग्लिश, मैले इंग्लिशमा चाहिँ यसलाई भनिरहेको छु अथवा नेपालीमा भनिरहेको छु भने यो ल्याङ्ग्वेज तिमीहरूले पनि बुझ्छ, मैले पनि बुझ्छु. मैले फ्रेन्चमा पढाए, मलाई सपोज मलाई फ्रेन्च भाषा आउँछ, ओके, तर ऑडियन्सलाई आउँदैन भने मैले त्यसरी मेसेज पठाएँ भने केही पनि बुझिदैन. Okay, so generally in communication, what we do, we use mutually understood language, mutually understood means of communication. Non-verbally मैले भनिरहेको छु भने त्यो कम्युनिकेसन हुनको लागि त्यो नन भर्बल क्लुजहरु चाहिँ दुईटैले बुझ्या हुनु पर्यो, नत्र अर्कोले केही पनि बुझ्दैन. एक पक्षले बुझ्ने अर्को पक्षले नबुझ्ने भयो भने त्यसलाई कम्युनिकेसन भन्न सकिदैन. Okay, because there must be successful delivery of the message. Okay, message conveyed by one person or group should be understood by another person or group. Then only the communication cycle can continue. Okay, so I told you the simple meaning of communication. Now other sentences will make you more clear about communication. See the second line here. Communication is the transfer of message from the sender, who is called addresser also, to the receiver or addressee. So transmission of message from the sender to the receiver is communication. In this case, in today's case, I am the sender of message, you are the receiver of message, and we are having what? Communication. When you are speaking and I am listening, you will be the sender of message and I will be the receiver of message. Okay, so and this will be communication. Exchange of information between the addresser and addressee. I told you this thing earlier also. Exchange of information. Like this time we are exchanging the information about communication itself. Okay, so it is communication. Communication is two-directional flow of information. Information flows bi-directionally. Okay, when the speaker is speaking, okay, listener will be listening. Okay, or vice versa. One asks question and the replies. Okay, sometimes the same person is the speaker. Okay, sometimes the same person will be the listener. The role as an addresser and addressee, the sender and the receiver will be, okay, let's say changed in course of conversation, in course of communication. Why? Because okay, communication generally is okay two-directional or bi-directional flow of information. प्रश्न सोधेपछि मेसेज पठाएपछि त्यसको उत्तर आउँछ भन्ने अपेक्षा गरिन्छ. Okay, त्यसको एटलिस्ट फिडब्याक आउँछ भन्ने अपेक्षा गरिन्छ. त्यो सेन्समा communication is two-directional flow of information. It is a means of social exchange, social interaction also. It is social interaction through message. Okay, it is through communication we come into contact with the people of the society. Okay, so you just imagine if there was no language, if there would be no communication, how okay we would know about the members of the society, how we could share our thoughts, feelings, ideas, and emotion or information with the people of the society, how we could expect the development of the society also. So communication is a means of development also, means of social development, social relationship, human relationship, and so on. Communication involves signs and symbols, signs and codes. Communication गर्नलाई हामी कोडहरु युज गर्छौं, साइनहरु युज गर्छौं, सिम्बलहरु युज गर्छौं. अहिले मैले आफ्नो एक्जाम्पल अहिलेकै एक्जाम्पल दिइराको छु. This time we are communicating using English language. So this English language is the totality of different signs and symbols. Okay, every word of this language, okay, is what? Symbolic. प्रत्येक word चाहिँ एउटा symbol हो. Symbol भनेको त थाहा छ भने मैले assume गरे. Symbol is something that refers to something. है symbol भनेको त्यस्तो कुरा हो त्यसले केलाई refer गर्छ. For example, if I say okay cat, if I say cat, cat refers to particular animal. So here the word cat is a symbol. Okay, if I say let's say house, house भने the word house भनेको त आवाज मात्रै हो. House भने sound भयो तर यो आवाजले केलाई रिफर गर्छ भने particular building, particular structure like. Okay, so just see almost all the words of Oxford Dictionary, okay, are symbols. They are signs, and those signs or symbols are used for the means of communication. As I told you earlier, okay, communication can be verbal or non-verbal. It can be verbal or non-verbal. It means we can convey the message by using words or without using words. Okay, and sometimes along with words, we are using words also, we are using non-words also together at the same time. Okay, so it means what? Communication can be verbal and non-verbal. See my activity here. Okay, see my appearance. So I'm speaking from Novin or somebody, noise is coming. I'm speaking and at the same time I'm moving my hands. So it is what? Non-verbal. You may see one sort of appearance on my face. That is non-verbal. When we are very sad, we have okay certain type of appearance. When we are happy, we have okay another type of appearance. त्यो पनि communication हो. मान्छे बोलिरहन म खुसी छु भनिरहन पर्दैन, अनुहार हेरेर थाहा पाउँछ. म दुखी छ भनिरहन पर्दैन, हेरेर थाहा पाउँछ. ओके, उसको अनुहारको हावभावबाट, उसको बोलीबाट, ओके, उसको ड्रेस अपबाट, ओके, त्यो बोलेको हुँदैन, त्यो हेरेर जान सकिन्छ. फर एक्जाम्पल, when we are attending funeral ceremony, we use very plain cloth, white cloth. Christians, I think Christians use wear okay black. So it has meaning. When we go to fancy dress party, so do we wear such kind of dress? No, we use fancy dress. बाहिर त्यस्तो ड्रेस लाएर चाहिँ कतै जाँदै रहेछ भने हामी चाहिँ मलामी जाँदैछ भन्दैनौँ, सोध्नु नै पर्दैन यो कतै ड्रेसमा पार्टीमा जाँदै रहेछ भन्ने हुन्छ. That is also communication. My point here is communication can be verbal or non-verbal. Communication can be internal or external. Just see here, communication can be internal or external. It means communication may take place within an organization or okay between and among the organizations, outside the organization also. Okay, if you are working in a company, you communicate with the people, with your colleagues, with other staff working in the same company, same department, and you also communicate with the people okay working in other companies or people outside. You may communicate with the customers, clients. Okay, so that is what external communication. Communication can be internal or external. Communication may take place in two people. It may take place between two people or in a group. So there may be one-to-one communication, one-to-many communication, many-to-one communication, many-to-many communication. Communication भनेको one-to-one पनि हुन सक्छ, one-to-many पनि हुन सक्छ, many-to-one भनेको धेरै जनाले एकजनासँग बोल्ने पनि हुन सक्छ. जस्तो अहिले कम्युनिकेसन भनेको one-to-many भयो, म एकजनाले धेरैसँग बोलेको छु. कहिलेकहिले धेरैले एउटासँग गर्ने कम्युनिकेसन पनि हुन सक्छ. ओके, धेरैले एउटालाई भनेको तिमीले इमेलबाट मलाई चाहिँ एउटा कुनै टपिकको बारेमा धेरैले क्वेशन सोध्यो. ओके, यस, द्याट इज व्हाट मेनी टु वन भयो. त्यो मेनी टु मेनी पनि हुन सक्छ. ग्रुप डिस्कसनहरु, छलफलहरु, मैले कुनै टास्क दिए भने चाहिँ ओके प्रोजेक्ट वर्क दिए भने, यस ग्रुप वर्क दिए भने, you will be talking in a group, different people put forward their views. Okay, so there are different dimensions of communication. Communication has different dimension, okay, but the commonality, I mean the common quality of, okay, common characteristic of all types of communication is what? Message is transmitted. Okay, message is transmitted, message is transferred, okay, from the addresser to the addressee. So communication is the process of transmitting the message from the addresser to the addressee, from the sender to the receiver. Okay. Next thing is communication can be human. It means communication may take place between humans and humans. Communication can be machine also, machine communication. Okay, like we can communicate with computer, we can give certain instruction order to the computer, and it gives certain result output. Communication can be communication is a dynamic process. Dynamic means something which does not remain static, which goes on changing, which is ever evolving, changing, emerging, which does not remain fixed all the time, which does not remain constant all the time. Static नहुने के, static नहुने, गतिशील, समय अनुसार चाहिँ change हुँदै जाने. See, communication pattern in the past was different. Now it is different, and in future, okay, the system, the dynamism of communication will be different. So before 5-6 months before this pandemic, we had not thought that okay, we would be taking class in this way. कसैले सोचेकै थिएन. I had never thought that I would be delivering this class, okay, from Bharatpur Chitwan to Kanchanpur Mahendragar in this way, in this very short moment of time. यति छोटो समयमा यति परिवर्तित हुन्छ पढाउने लेखाइ. हामी चाहिँ म आफै पनि एमफिल को विद्यार्थी हुँदाखेरि मैले त्यहाँ पढाउँदाखेरि जहाँ तिमीहरूले पढ्दैछौ म त्यहाँ 13 वर्षको पढाएको टिचर हो. अनि त्यहाँ चाहिँ मैले चाहिँ हामीले एमफिल पढ्दाखेरि यस्तै मोडमा पढेको. यो जो अहिले मैले जसरी पढाइरहेको छु नि, हाम्रो सरहरूले यसरी नै पढाउनु हुन्थ्यो. हामीलाई चाहिँ स्काइप फर बिजनेस र टिमबाट माइक्रोसफ्ट टिमबाट पढाइ हुन्थ्यो. अनि मैले क्लासमा यो कुराहरू भन्दाखेरि विद्यार्थीहरू, अरू साथीहरू पनि यस्तो नि हुन्छ, सम्भव छ, नपत्यो होला भन्ने जस्तो डर पो थियो. तर त्यति एडभान्स अहिले चाहिँ हामी हुँदा हुँदा ब्याचलर क्लासमा यो सुरु गर्दैछौँ. ओके, so my point here is the dynamics of communication, the way we speak, the way we write, the way we communicate verbally, the way we communicate non-verbally, okay, the way we use different devices for communication, all these things are changing. They are becoming more advanced. Okay, every next time the communication pattern is becoming, okay, let's say more advanced. So the point is what? Communication is not a static process. It is ever changing process, ever progressive process. And one more thing I want to add here, communication is the lifeblood of the business companies. Lifeblood. No communication, no business activities. Okay, once you think of starting a business company or any business project, okay, then that is what communication. Think, सोच्नु नै, सोच्ने भनेको एक्सपर्टसँग सल्लाह गरिएला, ओके, प्लानिङ गरिएला, ओके, कम्युनिकेसन त्यहीबाट सुरु भयो. टिम चाहिन्छ, को हुने, कम्युनिकेसन इज नेसेसरी. So we cannot imagine okay, a business company without communication. And for the successful delivery of goods and services, okay, to our clients, okay, to our customers, for the smooth delivery of goods and services, we need to have a smooth delivery of information. The success or failure of a company depends on how the people, okay, of that company communicate with others, how efficiently they communicate, how perfectly they communicate, how regularly they communicate, how politely they communicate, how professionally they communicate. That's why good communication is the backbone of a company. The success or failure of a company, to a great extent, depends on communication. बोल्ने तरिका टेलिफोन उठाउँदैमा को बोल्नु भएको भन्दियो भने त्यो मान्छे तर्सिन्छ कहाँ आउँछ तपाईँ ए बोल्ने उनै छैन त्यसको सामान किन्नु छ यसरी भन्छ यार भन्छ अनि त्यही टेलिफोन कसैले हाम्रो उहाँ टेलिफोन गर्यो फ्रन्ट अफिसमा हामी छौँ नमस्ते गुड मर्निङ होटल अपेरा अथवा कुनै नाम यस मे आई हेल्प यु अब नेपालको कन्टेक्स्टमा चाहिँ नमस्ते मैले केही सेवा गर्न सक्छु कि मे आई हेल्प यु भने अनि उसले चाहिँ आफ्नो परिचय दिन्छ यो अनि त्यसपछि यु स्पिक भेरी पोलाइटली इन्स्टेड अफ द्याट हेलो हेलो कौन भएको के चाहियो भन्न थाल्यो भने ल हेर्नुहोस् त कम्युनिकेसन त गरे गुड कम्युनिकेसन भने when I was taking real classes there in Mandanagar, I used to give the example of two shops of Kathmandu, New Road. One of Newar, next of Madwaris. Example only, example there. Okay. And त्यसमा चाहिँ if you enter the shop of Madwaris, see how much politely they receive you. They greet you first. Namaste. Please be seated. Okay. Would you like to have cold drink? Garmi cha bhane, jado cha bhane, would like to have hot coffee or tea? Business को कुरा गर्दैन सुरुमा. त्यो सबै गरिसकेपछि मात्रै उले चाहिँ okay, may I help you भन्छ. So this is all communication. Your communication skill determines the success or failure of your business. Okay. अब कम्प्युटरको स्टुडेन्ट भयो भने कम्प्युटर रिपेयर मेन्टेनेन्स गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ त्यस्तो कम्पनीमा हामी काम गर्छौँ सफ्टवेयर कम्पनीमा काम गर्छौँ क्लाइन्टहरू हुन्छ हाम्रो उनीहरूसँग बोल्दाखेरि चाहिँ एक खालको चाहिँ चाहियो त्यो भएर यो कोर्स राखेको सो कम्युनिकेसन इज अ लाइफ ब्लड अफ बिजनेस सो आई वान्टेड टु एक्सप्लेन दिस yes so I told you the simple meaning of communication so once again I want to revise this please listen very attentively communication the word communication has been derived from the Latin word communicare it is the act of conveying or sending the message from the sender to the receiver using mutually understood signs or symbolic system it is a transfer of information from the sender to the receiver or from the addresser to the addressee it is the exchange of information between the addresser and addressee generally it is two directional flow of information it can be taken as the means of social communication I mean social interaction we come in contact with the society okay with the help of communication only we use signs and symbols for communication communication can be verbal or non-verbal it means we can convey our message transfer the message by using words or by using non-words verbal means using words non-verbal means using non-words n-o-n non-words यो word use गरेर communication गरियो भने त्यो verbal भयो word बाहेकको अरु केही सिम्बलहरु युज गरेर कम्युनिकेसन गरियो भने that is non-verbal त्यो भनेको okay facial expression body language dress of color okay all these are some examples of non-verbal communication communication may take place within the company or outside the company it may take place between two people or okay let's say in a group it may be human machine or animals even animals transmit their information message using different non-linguistic signs and symbols sounds communication is a dynamic process it ever changes and a communication can be taken as very important component of a company it is the lifeblood of a business company okay so this is the meaning of communication and I have put one question there in Google Classroom okay so read these ideas get these ideas okay refine these ideas and write a short paragraph one paragraph okay defining communication and that is of 5 marks I have I have given grade also there. Grade 5 marks ko huncha, 5 ma kati paउने भन्ने हुन्छ. Okay, so you do that. Now let me move on to next topic for today's discussion. That is business communication. Business communication. I presuppose you are clear about communication. Am I right? May I presuppose that you know the meaning of communication now? Students? Hello, students?
Yes,
Can
sir.
you speak?
Yes,
It's
sir.
clear, yes? So may I move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Almost
very good.
clear.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes. Now, next topic for today's discussion is business communication. I have already told you that communication is the process of transmitting the message from the sender to the receiver. And if this kind of transmission, I mean, if communication occurs in the context of business, if communication occurs in the field of business, if communication occurs for the purpose of business, if communication occurs for the promotion of our business products and services, if we talk about our goods, if we talk about our services, if we talk about our business plans, if we talk about business policies, if we talk about our goods and services in the market as a marketing representative, if we make an inquiry, okay, inquiry to a particular company or service provider about the services, what services they can deliver, this is all business communication. So communication in the field of business is called business communication. Communication which is concerned with business topics like production, manufacturing, delivery, okay, purchase, sale, discount, okay, advertisement, okay, yes, marketing. So all these are business related things. And if the topics of our communication, okay, are concerned with these things, okay, it is called business communication. Just see here, communication in the field of business is business communication. It is the exchange of information or message within or outside the business company. Okay, message within the company. Okay, we may talk about our company, plans, policy, goods, services, price, discount, scheme, etc. Or with the outsiders, with other companies, with the public. Okay, so if we talk about these things, if we exchange the information, if we convey the information outside, okay, it is business communication. It's the transfer of message from one company to another company, one firm to another firm, okay, company to individuals, individuals to company, okay, customers to seller, seller to customers, buyer to seller, seller to buyers. Okay, so if the transmission occurs like this, it is business communication. So communication in the field of business is business communication, or communication in business context is business communication. Or हामीले चाहिँ एकदम चाहिँ सम्झिनै पर्ने स्टेटमेन्ट चाहिँ यहाँ छ, लास्टमा छ, a communication that promotes a product. I think this is the best sentence here. A communication that promotes a product, service, or organization, relies information on business, and functions as an official statement from a company is business communication. A communication that promotes a product. हाम्रो प्रोडक्ट सर्भिसको प्रमोसनको लागि, सम्वर्धनको लागि, यसको मार्केटिङको लागि, यसको एडभर्टिजमेन्टको लागि, अथवा हाम्रो कम्पनीको प्रमोसनको लागि, गुडविल म्यानेजमेन्टको लागि, रेपुटेसन बिल्डिङको लागि, इमेज बिल्डिङको लागि, ओके, यस, अथवा चाहिँ कस्टमर पब्लिकलाई चाहिँ हाम्रो सेवा सुविधा वस्तुहरूको बारेमा जानकारी दिनको लागि, ओके, यस्तो कम्युनिकेसन हुन्छ अनि बिजनेस यसको कमन कोर ग्राउन्ड भनेको चाहिँ बिजनेस, बिजनेसको बारेमा हुने छलफलहरूलाई we say business communication. Okay, so a communication that promotes a product, service, or organization, relies information in business, functions as an official statement from a company is called business communication. And here are the topics of business communication. What things are included in business communication? Like marketing. हामी मार्केटिङ एमआर भएर चाहिँ कुराकानी गर्छौं भने त्यो बिजनेस कम्युनिकेसन. ब्रान्ड म्यानेजमेन्ट, कस्टमर रिलेसन्स, कन्ज्युमर बिहेभियर, एडभर्टाइजिङ, पब्लिक रिलेसन्स, कर्पोरेट कम्युनिकेसन, कम्पनीहरूले गर्ने कम्युनिकेसन अफिसियल, कम्युनिटी इन्गेजमेन्ट, हाम्रो कम्पनी अर्गनाइजेसनले कम्युनिटी सर्भिसमा केही काम गर्यो, त्यो चाहिँ तिमीहरूले सुनेको चाहिँ छैन भने त बीबीए को स्टुडेन्ट भएन. ओके, कर्पोरेट सोशल रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटी भन्छ त्यसलाई सर्टमा, CSR, corporate social responsibility. Okay, yes, the communication related to CSR or corporate social responsibility. Brand management, okay, communication for brand management, communication for customer relations, okay, reputation communication, okay, communication for done for enhancing our reputation or image, okay, employee engagement, just so employer को बीचमा हुने communication, vacancy announcement भयो जस्तो पत्रिकामा भएको चाहिँ भ्याकेन्सी अनाउन्समेन्टलाई पनि हामी बिजनेस कम्युनिकेसन लेख्छौं. हाम्रो जब एप्लिकेसन लेटर, ओके, जब एप्लिकेसन लेटर, ओके, हामीले पठाउने विभिन्न खालको लेटरहरू, अर्डर लेटर, क्रेडिट लेटर, ओके, अदर कम्प्लेन लेटर, कम्प्लेन गर्ने हाम्रो सामान किनेको ड्यामेज परेछ अथवा डुप्लिकेट परेछ अथवा रङ परेछ अनि हामीले चाहिँ डिमान्डिङ द रिप्लेसमेन्ट अफ द प्रोडक्ट, ओके, अर क्याशब्याक अर रिपेयर एन्ड मेन्टेनेन्स, ओके, यसको लागि गरेको वारेन्टीको लागि गरेको वारेन्टी, ओके, द्याट इज बिजनेस कम्युनिकेसन. हामीले सामान किन्छौं नि, मानव एउटा मोबाइल किन्यो भने मोबाइल भित्र चाहिँ एउटा सानो म्यानुअल राख्दै हुन्छ कागजमा, कसरी त्यसलाई अपरेट गर्ने, युज गर्ने भन्ने, भनेको त्यो बिजनेस प्रोडक्टलाई कसरी चलाउने भन्ने भयो. ओके, इट इज अल्सो बिजनेस कम्युनिकेसन. स्कुल कलेजहरूले चाहिँ एडमिसनको टाइममा चाहिँ यो ब्रोशरहरू ल्याउँछन्, ओके, फी स्ट्रक्चरहरू यो हुन्छ भनेर भन्छन्. Okay, that is also kind of business communication. There are technical communication, technical communication. Communication that is intended to enable the people, okay, to use the goods and services effectively. Manual. When we buy a device, okay, we get manual, and that tells us about how to use that device. Okay, yes. अफर लेटरहरू आइरहेको हुन्छ, स्किमहरू, बिजनेस स्किमहरू आइरहेको हुन्छ, एडभर्टाइजमेन्टहरू आइरहेको हुन्छ, प्रमोसनल मेसेजहरू आइरहेको हुन्छ. अनि त्यस्तै मात्रै होइन, बिजनेसको हामी प्लानहरू गर्छौं, नयाँ बिजनेस खोल्दैछौं भने त्यसको प्रपोजल तयार गर्छौं. ओके, वी मेक प्रपोजल, बिजनेस प्रपोजल, त्यो पनि बिजनेस कम्युनिकेसन भयो. अनि कम्पनीले चाहिँ मन्थली चाहिँ यसको रिपोर्टहरू बनाइरहेको हुन्छ, बिजनेस रिपोर्ट बाइ मन्थली, हाफ इयरली, इयरली रिपोर्टहरू बनाइरहेको हुन्छ, अडिट रिपोर्टहरू बनाइरहेको हुन्छ. ओके, द्याट इज बिजनेस कम्युनिकेसन. कम्पनीमा हुने स्टाफ मिटिङ, ओके, बिजनेस माइन्युट लेख्छौं त्यसको, इट इज बिजनेस कम्युनिकेसन. ओके, अनि हामी बिजनेस कुनै कम्पनीमा काम गर्छौं, कुनै चाहिँ सभा सेमिनारहरू, ओके, वी मे अटेन्ड सेमिनार, वी मे अटेन्ड बिजनेस कन्फरेन्सेस, द्याट इज बिजनेस कम्युनिकेसन. कहिले कहिले हाम्रो कम्पनी चाहिँ को बारेमा बाहिरतिर सोशल मिडियामा अथवा पब्लिकले चाहिँ अलिकति कम्प्लेन गर्छ, जस्तो एडल्टरेसन, मिसावटको कुरा गर्ला हैन, डुप्लिकेट सामान बेच्यो, जस्तो पेप्सी कोला अथवा कुनैको बोतलमा किरा आयो भने चाहिँ त्यस्ता कुराहरू पनि आउँछ. एन्ड वी हेभ टु गिभ क्लेरिफिकेसन, स्पष्टीकरण दिनुपर्छ रियालिटी के हो भनेर. त्यसको लागि हामीले चाहिँ वी कल द प्रेस मिट, वी अर्गनाइज व्हाट प्रेस कन्फरेन्स, प्रेस मिट, पत्रकार सम्मेलन आयोजना गर्छौं र हाम्रो अफिसियल धारणा के हो त. ओके, वी पब्लिसाइज इट. ओके, so all these are the examples of what business communication. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. Reputation communication, employee engagement, event management, and professional communication. Professional communication related to business man ho, फेरि सबै खालको professional communication नआउला. Okay, business oriented professional communication is what you call business communication. Okay, so to sum up all these things, you keep it in your mind that communication that takes place in the field of business is business communication. Communication for the promotion of goods and services, okay, is business communication. A communication that promotes a product, service, or organization that relies information in business and functions as an official statement from a company is business communication. व्यावसायिक क्षेत्रमा व्यवसायको बारेमा, व्यवसायको प्रवर्धनको लागि, व्यवसाय चलाउने सम्बन्धी व्यवसाय को योजनाहरूसँग सम्बन्धी हामीले जति पनि ओरल रिटन भर्बल नन भर्बल इन्टरनल एक्सटर्नल कम्युनिकेसनहरू गर्छौं त्यसलाई हामी चाहिँ वी क्यान किप अन्डर व्हाट बिजनेस कम्युनिकेसन। यसको कमन हाम्रो इन्टरसेक्सन हुन्छ नि भेन डायग्रामको इन्टरसेक्सन विभिन्न खालको भए पनि अब तर चाहिँ बीचमा चाहिँ के आउने भने बिजनेस कन्टेक्स्ट चाहिँ इन्टरसेक्सनमा आउने हो। कम्युनिकेसन okay, communication in the context of business is business communication. Okay, now let's go to next topic, 7 C's of communication. I have told you that communication is the lifeline of a company. So we should try our best to be competent in communication. Okay, communication in business communication. अहिले धेरै कम्पनीहरुले ठुल्ठुलो कम्पनीले पनि को म्यानेजरहरुले के कम्प्लेन गर्छ अरे भने मैले बीबीए को बुकमा पढाउँदाखेरि मैले त्यहाँ देखेको थिएँ बुकमा धेरै कम्प्लेन धेरै के आउँछ अरे भने चाहिँ we need good communicators. We have the crisis of enough number of good business communicators. Our employees, our staff cannot communicate well. They communicate, but they cannot communicate well. They are not that much practical. त्यति practical छैनन्. Okay. Yes. So we need professional business communicators, expert business communicators, those communicators who understand the spirit of good communication, those communicators who become the asset of our company. हाम्रो कम्पनीको सम्पत्ति बन्न सकुन्, जसको कारणले कम्पनीको इमेज बढोस् भन्दा त्यको संख्या चाहिँ कमै छ भनिन्छ, सफिसिएन्ट छैन भनिन्छ हैन। हामीमा त झन् कति कमजोरी छ नि अवस्था, कति अवस्था छ मैले आफै फिल गरेको छु। I have felt myself that म अलिकति ढिलो सुरु गरे जस्तो म 10 मा छोड्छु है। अर्को सरको मेसेज आए पनि उता नलाग्नु है, म धेरै लिन्न अब। yes, okay, 25 आज पनि 24 जस्तो लाग्यो। I will take 5 minutes more. Okay, many students used to call me there also, and I would guide them how to communicate. Okay, for example, जस्तो कुनै क्वेशन आएन भने सरको नम्बर माग्यो, I receive, hello sir, यो मलाई चाहिँ यो exercise 2 को क्वेशन नम्बर B को आन्सर भनिदिनु न भन्नु। अब भएन, बर्बाद भयो नि। अब एउटा नेपालको टिचरहरु हेलमेट टिचर हुन्छ, एउटाले 10 ठाउँमा पढाएको हुन्छ। अब कुन कलेजको, कुन सेक्सनको, कुन स्टुडेन्ट, कुन बुकको है कसरी भन्नु। अरे मैले भन्थे बाबु पहिला चाहिँ तिमीले गुड मर्निङ भन है, कि नमस्ते भन, गुड मर्निङ भन्न नसके। फर्स्ट यु से नमस्ते सर, then after that you give your introduction. कि सबैको नम्बर त सेम हुँदैन। नमस्ते सर, आराम हुनुहुन्छ, म फलानो बोलेको, यो कलेजको, यो सेमेस्टरको, यो सेक्सनको। अनि मैले यो बुकको चाहिँ सर्टेन बुकको चाहिँ च्याप्टर 2 को सल्भ गर्न खोज्दै थिए। यो च्याप्टर 2 को यो सी को चाहिँ यो क्वेशन रहेछ सर, मलाई अलिकति कन्फ्युजन भयो, हजुरसँग अलिकति समय लिन सक्नुहुन्छ, लिन सक्छु होला, अलिकति हजुर फ्री हुनुहुन्छ होला, मैले अलिक कष्ट गर्न सक्छु अलिकति समय माग्नलाई। ए ल ठीक छ, म फ्री नै छु भन न भनेपछि बल्ल उले क्वेशन सोध्छ। Yes, and I would guide them in this way. So my point here is we have to know how to communicate well. We have to know the qualities of good communication. And in the context of business, the 7 principles, 7 C's of communication are very much widely discussed, and we are supposed to have these qualities. Our communication, our message should have these qualities. The first one is clarity. Yo सक्छु अनि छोड्दिने है. Clarity. Clarity means our message must be clear. The way we speak, the way we write, our content, our message must be clear. तीनवटा कुरा हुन्छ business communication. Simplicity, brevity, and clarity. Our communication must be simple. साहित्य हाल्ने होइन. Full fathom, 5 die, father lies भन्न सुरु गरेर अनि कस्टमर भागला के भन्छ इंग्लिश पनि होइन जस्तो. Simple language, simplicity, brevity भनेको short हुनुपर्छ, short and sweet, brevity and clarity, clearness. हामीले बोलेको कुराको डबल मिनिङ, ट्रिपल मिनिङ आउनु भएन, सिधा मिनिङ आउनु पर्यो. That is clarity. Message must be clear. Complete हुनु पर्यो. Our message must be complete. It means in our message we have to include all the information necessary, okay, necessary for our purpose. कुनै टपिक को बारेमा लेख्नु छ भने त्योसँग सम्बन्धित के चाहिन्छ त, all the information should be included there. तिम्रो भोलि आउनु है मेरो क्लासमा, you join my class tomorrow भन्यो भने कम्प्लिट भएन नि. सर भोलि कति बजे भनेर चाहिँ उसले सोधिहाल्छ, पहिले भन्दिने नि भोलि यति बजे यो टाइममा कम्प्लिट भयो. So like this, so you make your message complete, give complete information, concise, short, brief भनेको थिएन है, brevity, brevity, brevity means shortness. Your message should not be unnecessarily long. Business को मान्छेले त्यो लामो साहित्य पढ्ने फुर्सद हुँदैन. Short, sweet, simple, to the point. Concrete हुनु पर्यो, abstract होइन, अमूर्त खालको के भन्न खोजा के भन्नु पर्यो. I danced, I beautifully study भने जस्तो. What is the meaning of I beautifully study? के आयो कुरा? I beautifully study भने के? I danced beautifully study, I sang beautifully study भने के भने? अनि कतिले चाहिँ how many people are present? Sir, some people are present. त्यो some भने के हो? It is vague thing. Quantify it. Sir, out of 34, 25 people are present. It is concrete. Some were present. Sir, maximum students were present. Many students were present. Few students were present. यो चाहिँ यसलाई हामी चाहिँ vague language भन्छौँ. As much as possible, we have to use concrete language. Next one is consideration. We have to consider the audience. We have to consider the audience. Means while composing message, while delivering message, we have to know who the audiences are. Know the audience भनेको अब आज अलि हतार भयो, म भोलि अलि भनौला. Correctness भनेको हाम्रो मेसेज सही हुनु पर्यो. हाम्रो डेटाहरु, ल्याङ्ग्वेजहरु सबै it must be correct. And last one is courtesy. Courtesy भनेको polite हुनु पर्यो भनेको. बोल्दाखेरि नम्र भएर, विनम्र भएर बोल्नु पर्यो. So we have to maintain the formal rules of politeness. We have to speak in courteous language. Okay, in polite language. Yes. So these are 7 principles, 7 C's of good communication. All begin with C: clarity, completeness, conciseness, concreteness, consideration, correctness, courtesy. Yes, I think I have to stop now. And in tomorrow's class, we'll be talking about characteristics of effective communication. It's a book ma दिएको आधारमा मैले भनेको छु. And then roles of communication and key rules of good writing. तिमीहरुको बुकमा चाहिँ 5 key rules भनेको छ, तर मैले चाहिँ एउटा थपेर 6 key rules बनाएको छु. Okay, so यो फर्स्ट युनिटबाट अहिले मैले पढाएको युनिटबाट एक्जाममा सोध्ने चाहिँ यो हो है. यो चाहिँ कन्ठ गरिहाल, आजै सकिन्छ भने आजै. Key rules of good writing. What are the key rules of good writing, or what are the 5 rules of good writing? Okay, so tomorrow I'll focus on this topic. यसमा फोकस गर्नेछु मैले with examples. I'll focus on this topic. So don't miss my tomorrow's class. If you miss, okay, if you miss my tomorrow's class, you'll miss certain portion of your marks also. Okay, thank you very much. Let me stop now. I think next teacher, I sent the link there in the chat box. Do you have anything to say now? Or you are in a hurry?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Sound problem.
We are
Yes, please.
clear
Excuse me,
about
sir.
that.
You are clear?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
सर कहिलेको अब बिहान लाइट नभएर चाहिँ क्लास एटेन्डै हुन पाउँदैन हिजो पनि त्यस्तै भएको थियो मेरो त्यो लाइट नभएर चाहिँ